podcast doesn't exist. Episode 18, baby. A lot of shit going down on this weekend. Juan Soto, Juan Slow-Mo, Juan So-So is back. Juan So-So is not So-So. Ohtani is pitching. He's back. Ronald Acuña Jr., the Atlanta Braves, are back. Mitch, I don't know if you guys have heard of Ronald Acuña Jr., but he is a star baseball player in MLB, one of the biggest stars in the MLB. And he's been injured since last May. I mean, we're coming on a year, right?
I think we're at a year right now.
Mitchell checks his watch. Exactly. At midnight, is it a year?
My watch has the date on it.
Okay. Well, once the clock strikes midnight, that's been one mother in year. It was last Memorial Day weekend. I remember I was at the beach, and I was camping at the beach, and Acuña tore his ACL while I was on the freaking beach. And a year later, Memorial Day weekend, I'm in the woods. Different vibe, still outdoors, but Acuña is back. All right, we all know Acuña has been a year, right? Got in a big controversy with his manager. Everyone says he hates the Braves, bunch of clickbait fucking losers saying he hates the Braves. The Braves, everyone knows, they started 0-7. They look terrible. They're below 500. Where's Ronald Acuña? Ronald Acuña was nowhere to be seen. Ronald Acuña also, I mean, not only was he injured, not doing anything, I feel like he just disappeared. After spring training, it was like, where the fuck is this guy? We had no idea where Ronald Acuña was. We start off, we're shit. We're terrible. We can't win. When we hear about him, he tweets that the manager sucks and that he hates the manager and that he would have got benched if he didn't hustle. And it looks bad. Then, last week, Mitch, or 2 weeks ago, he returns to Atlanta. He apologizes to the team. He apologizes to his manager, Brian Snitker, for his comments. He's seen in the dugout dapping up all the boys. The freaking energy was high. It was like Acuña, it starting to look like he's coming back soon. First rehab game, boom, goes deep. Goes deep again in another rehab game. Only plays 6 rehab games. He does so fucking good in these 6 games. The Braves call him up to save the team. And this weekend, it was a sellout in Atlanta against the Padres. Everyone's anxious. Where's Acuña? Where's Acuña? Acuña comes up. First pitch this guy sees. Hasn't seen an MLB pitch in a year. Fucking bomb. First pitch bomb. A few innings later, what does he do, Mitch? He guns a guy. It was rhetorical. Mitch, don't answer that. He guns a guy out from right field. Right field wall, guns him out at second base. No big deal. Next day, what does he do again? Comes up, bomb. That's 2 bombs in 2 games. Today, another extra base hit, and the fucking Acuña is back. And the Braves lose the series. Eli White gets in a run, the dumbest base running decision ever to lose a game. I think they scored, without Acuña, they scored maybe 3 runs all series. They look fucking shit, but you know what? That's not important, because what's important is that Acuña's back in his Memorial Day, and I want to take this time to thank the troops, really. Just a moment for the brave men and women. I mean, that's more important than the Braves, I think. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
Like, don't you think it's Memorial Day?
Have some respect, Mitch.
Oh, cool, yes, coming clean. Coming clean.
Wrong button. But honestly, fuck the Braves, dude. Who cares a shit? All right, Acuña's back. It's not a big deal. Did they lose the series? Yes. Did they get shit on? Yes. But guess what? There's more important things in life, all right? A lot of brave men and women who fought for our freedom through all these years. A lot of them are baseball players. Do you remember Ted Williams?
Sure.
Ted Williams was a 19-time All-Star, Mitchell. How the fuck are you going to say sure? You know Ted Williams. You remember Ted Williams, right?
Watched every game.
Yes. 19-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Guess what? This was the best player in baseball for 2 straight seasons. Then left for 3 seasons. Where'd he go? World War II, Mitchell. He said, fuck that. Fuck baseball. I'm going to World War II. Comes back after 3 years, leads the league in war. Okay? Led the league in war in 1952. What does he do after that? Fuck baseball. I'm going to Korea to shoot down airplanes. Ted Williams, Korean War, World War II, missed 5 full seasons. This is military service. And he fucking all-time leader in on-base percentage. Yogi Berra. Do you remember Yogi Berra?
Yeah, I love Yogi.
He was at D-Day, motherfucker. Were you at D-Day?
I was not.
Were you a catcher?
I was not a catcher.
Yeah, you could put him behind the plate. You could, fuck, how you gonna play this song again? You can put him behind the plate. You can put him behind a machine gun on one of those boats that they were flying in, shooting the fucking what are they called? Bunkers. Warren Spahn. Have you heard of Warren Spahn, Jack?
No.
Of course not, because you don't give a fuck about this country and you don't give a fuck about America's pastime. Thankfully, I do, all right? This guy has the most wins of any left-handed pitcher in MLB history. He also has a bronze motherfucking star and a Purple Heart, bitch. He was at the Battle of the Bulge. Where were you at the Bulge? Not at the battle. You weren't battling. He was there. Jackie Robinson. You've heard of Jackie Robinson, right?
I'm assuming this is me. Yeah, I've heard of Jackie.
You heard of Jackie Robinson, right? He's pretty famous. You know, he's a pretty important person in our country, right?
I couldn't agree more.
He broke the color barrier. A lot of people don't know this. He also broke Adolf Hitler. He was in World War II, helped us get a dub in Europe, came back, and was amazing at baseball. So guess what? I just want to thank all the troops. And I was going to talk about the Braves in the series, but I just felt like that was more important. You know, we only have so much time in a podcast. You know, we got to cover Acuna coming back. Mets are probably really scared right now because Acuna's back. And, I mean, the wins and losses doesn't really matter as long as America is still free. Would you say we're still free?
This was brought to you by your tax dollars, apparently.
What do you mean by tax?
This segment was brought to you by our tax
You
dollars.
don't like the
Are
country?
you saying this is a government-funded podcast?
Yeah.
I think so. Is it not?
Are you saying that Joey's in cahoots with the U.S. government?
I think so.
Whoa. God forbid someone tries to give love to the troops. He gets freaking called out by his own podcast fucking help researcher. Mitchell trying to say podcast helper. That seemed like a disrespect. Mitchell, he's my podcast helper. No, he's my co-host and researcher. But to accuse me of being bought and sold by the DOD like Jack's dad, like I got some money from Raytheon or whatever the fuck he's got going on, it wasn't fucking true. I did that because don't you think it's interesting to know the history? I bet there was a lot of shit I just said you didn't know. Ted Williams, 5 seasons to fight in the military.
We did know that. I mean, I don't think Jack knew that, but I knew that.
Dude, Ted Williams, actually, he went to World War II, and I don't think he really saw any action, but he missed 3 seasons of World War II. Of course, most players did, during that time. I think they missed, did they play every season?
They played every season, but every team but the Browns had players missing.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the St. Louis Browns, but all of their players were like, we are not going to World War II.
Fuck the Browns. What city was that, Cleveland?
St. Louis.
Fuck St. Louis, dude. Fuck the St. Louis Browns. Suck dick. Yo, if anyone here watching this is a fan of the St. Louis Browns, you need to change your alliance. That's some bull. We should do a video on them. The most anti-American team in baseball history. But Ted Williams actually went to Korea. He went back.
The St. Louis Browns were a major league team from 1902 to 1953. They won 1 American League pennant in 1944.
And they tried to help the Nazis win World War II by not going.
That's the only reason they won the pennant.
Because baseball's more important than freedom, I guess. I don't believe so. Jackie Robinson, they wouldn't even let Jackie Robinson go to World War II because he didn't get to go to battle because he refused to go to the back of the bus or something because he was black in the army, and they wouldn't let him go to he had to chill in Alabama and be on base or whatever.
That's a fun loophole, isn't it?
Right? I know.
He's like, no.
Yeah. Here's your punishment. You don't have to go.
No, he probably wanted to go fight, dude. He's a fucking man.
Honestly, I want to say that was before Jackie Robinson was in MLB, World War II. When did Jackie Robinson break?
1947. World War II ended in 45.
So right after that. Well, it's a little interesting history, but we could talk about the Braves. That was, Acuña's back, and that's good to see. I feel like the narrative online is I feel like it's positive. If you're a Braves fan, it's not, but everyone just talks about Acuña coming back. But at the end of the day, you just lost 2 out of 3 to the Padres, who were terrible. You blew game 2, which was the biggest it was game 1. Was the Eli White game 1. So game 1, Acuña, first pitch, home run after all this time off. Then we just don't score a run for the rest of the game. First pitch, Acuña's back. Most electric shit of all fucking time. Hits a home run in 1 pitch. So we're on pace to have infinity runs that game. We were on pace for infinity runs. How many did we score? 1. The least amount of runs possible. We're on pace for infinity, and we got 1. Chris Sale was lights out. Do you have his stat line by memory or anything?
No, but he went 7 innings and allowed 1 run.
Chris Sale's amazing. We got our Cy Young pitcher on the mound. We got Acuña's comeback game. First pitch, he does what he's supposed to do, hits a home run, and we blow it, partially because of Eli White. And God bless Eli White. I mean, he's done amazing for this team, but one of the dumbest, worst base running mistakes I've ever seen. It's almost like, I don't even know how it's possible.
Like, we're hyperbolic on this podcast occasionally, but like when we're saying the worst base running mistake we've ever seen, I think that was little league shit. That's like when you're in T-ball and the kid runs to the wrong base.
He ran to the wrong base.
He did.
I mean, factually ran to the wrong base.
I was watching it with like low volume, and I see Ozzy hit that single. And I was like, nice, we might tie the game because this guy's really fast. And then I hear Brandon Gaudin go, "Oh no!" I'm like, what could possibly be going wrong? Did he trip? Did he fall? No, he's running back to second for no reason.
Oh no. Yeah, so basically we're down 1, runner on second base. Ozzy Albies is up. Eli White's at second. Eli White, a fast runner. Ozzy sends one up the middle. So you're thinking if he hits that, possibly that ties the game. Possibly first and third with 1 out. But the ball is right up the middle. Eli White takes off for third, is rounding like he's going to go home. Third base coach stops him, put his hands up to stop. For some reason, Eli White has a brain aneurysm and thinks that 2 hands up, which means stop in any. I mean, doesn't even have to know baseball. If someone puts 2 hands at you, you better fucking stop. All right, doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be playing golf, cricket. You could be at Staples, going to Chipotle. If you get 2 hands at your face, you stop. But Eli White did not stop. He turned around and went back to the base, and they got him out. So we blew that one. And the next night we won. That was a good game. We won. But then today we blew another fucking lead. And it's just tough because every time you get something good going on, something bad goes on. They released Arcia. Thoughts on that?
I mean, it's
Any
pretty
final
rough.
thoughts? Any final thoughts for Orlando Arcia?
R.I.P. Orlando. You were really fun in 2023 for like the first half. It was fun to watch you make the All-Star game over Francisco Lindor, even though Lindor totally
don't say that. He's better.
Deserved it.
He's better than Lindor.
But yeah, it's funny. Everyone's like, when Acuña comes back, man, the Braves are gonna take off. Acuña comes back, electric series. Probably could do no wrong, and they lose 2 out of 3.
So, and not to mention the 2 games before that, getting swept by the Nationals in a 2-game series, fucking hurts. That's 2 more 1-run losses. I mean, if you go back to May 6th, so almost a month, but 19 days, almost 3 weeks, the Braves have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, now 9 games. 7 of those games were by 1 run. So it's a lot of 1-run games. And it's 1-run games against not great opponents.
I mean, the other 2 losses too were by like 2 runs.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, you don't know how to feel about this team. Do we have a chance to come back and be amazing? I honestly feel like
next Wednesday, when the Braves take the first 2, we're going to be like, yeah, Braves are back. Sunday, they lose 2 out of 3 to Boston. We're going to be like, oh my God, this team is terrible. I
mean, I'll say this. I think a factual thing for me that came to this conclusion. If Strider's not Strider, I don't think we're going to make any noise. And we might, I think best case scenario, make the playoffs, losing the wild card series. If Strider is not Strider, and what scares you is that first start back did not look like Strider, throwing 95 miles per hour. Now, it's his first start back. You don't want to overreact. But if Strider's doing that and he doesn't have that fastball, which is why he's so good, if he doesn't have a fastball, Braves are a playoff team at best. But the days of 2023's offense, right now at least, don't look great. I mean, Michael Harris doesn't, you kind of get the feeling Michael Harris might have peaked in his career. I mean, he's off to such a slow start. Ozzy Albies even, I feel like maybe peaked in his career. And he's sitting still at a 0 WAR right now. I mean, he's done very good the past week or so, but Matt Olson needs to pick it up. He might have peaked. Like, there's players in this lineup. Ozuna, he's older than all those guys. He's never really shown you anything to make you think he has peaked because he's only done really good. Right?
Yeah. I mean, this team is pretty miserable to watch. They have a lot of offense that should be good. And the Braves get the big piece back. The outfield's been pretty bad all year. They have like the 3rd worst outfield offense in baseball. the guy you've been waiting for all season comes back, puts on a show, and then the rest of the offense forgets how to hit. I don't know. I feel like
I don't know.
with the Braves, you thought Acuna would be the spark,
He was.
and then the rest of the offense is just a bunch of wet matches.
Yep, so far. And you know what? Yeah, and I'm not confident that they're ever going to be back, a lot of those players. But I could be fucking wrong. I was looking about this, thinking about this yesterday when I was trying to jump off a bridge after Eli White's mistake. I was like, well, think about 2 years ago, 2020, 3 years, 4 years ago, 2021. I mean, we got to the All-Star break. We were probably worse off than we are now, record-wise. Playing even worse than we are now. And we had Acuna tear his ACL at the All-Star break. I remember that day. I remember where I was. I was chilling, playing beer die, actually. You know me. I love to drink, dude. If anyone hits me up, if anyone has like a darty or something, hit me up. I will come. I fucking throw it back. But I was like, Brave season's over. I remember there was a week or two where I just like, I'm not even paying attention. I was like, I'll watch some other games. I watched the Dodgers. I don't want to play the Braves. And we won the World Series. So that, you can be positive that it's better than 2021 at the All-Star break. I would not be surprised either if these guys start getting hot. But I think the real X factor is Spencer Strider. Kind of like the Dodgers and Ohtani. Because that's another big news in this thing. Ohtani has been throwing, Mitchell. Ohtani is back, Jack. What do you think about Ohtani? Do you think it's... Because Mitchell... Actually, I'm going back to Mitch. Mitch said he'd never pitch again. Do you still feel that way?
I watched him strike out. I didn't even know who this Dodgers player was. And I saw him laugh at his teammate's face, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah,
It's tough.
There's footage of Ohtani today in his sim game, because he threw a sim game against his own team, which... You know, it's Ohtani, so it becomes like nationally televised. They filmed the whole thing. His entire team came out to watch him, damn near. And he strikes out this guy and makes in the most embarrassing fashion ever. Turns out that guy was the Dodgers game planning and communications coach, JT Watkins. So that's why Ohtani looks so good today. He was literally pitching against their communication coach.
They called me. They were like, "Hey, do you want to hit against Ohtani?" And I was like, "I have to do the podcast tonight."
You know what? And you probably would have had a better chance than this guy. I mean, it was a nasty looking pitch.
I don't even know what it was. It looked like a two-seamer with like the most insane run that I've ever seen.
I just love to think like the Dodgers are planning this. Like, all right, we're going to New York. They got a lot of cameras in New York. They're known for that. Like, so, and Ohtani, it's his first time pitching, and everyone wants to know when Ohtani's coming back. Let's show him pitch, but let's film the whole thing and then make this guy in full uniform. They'll think it's a real player. It was literally the communications coach.
I was looking at, I could not figure out who it was. He kind of looked like Evan Phillips, the pitcher. And I was like, that didn't make any sense.
It made more sense than the game planning and communication coach, JT Watkins. But that's who it was. He also faced Hai-Sung Kim and Dalton Rushing, so it wasn't all terrible guys. I mean, the end of the story, that's the end of the story. All right, next topic. Now I'm a fucking idiot. He threw 97. Dave Roberts says he will probably be a touch and go on Wednesday. Does anyone know what that means? A touch and go. You want to guess?
Hey, Shohei, how you feeling today? You want to pitch? Okay. That's got to be
A touch and go?
That's got to be it.
Jack, what do you think a touch and go is? You don't know shit about baseball.
I feel like, you throw him in, he throws a couple, they come up to the mound, they're like, how's your arm feeling? You know what I mean? Touch and go.
You touch it and you go. He's going to touch a ball and go. I don't know. Dave Roberts said that in the broadcast today on ESPN. By the way, ESPN broadcast. I'm going to say this. All respect to ESPN and everything they've done in sports. And I like all the broadcasters as individuals. But
Don't do this.
But ESPN did not re-sign with MLB. It was a big deal because they opt out and there's not going to be baseball games on ESPN starting next season. I got to say, dude, I'm pretty excited for that because that broadcast sucks. ESPN Saturday Night Baseball used to be the greatest thing on earth, and now it sucks. And that's harsh because Ravitch is a beast, and I fucking love Carl Ravitch. Baseball Tonight, I mean, ESPN in its heyday for baseball, I mean, if you listen to this, maybe growing up, if you're in our age bracket or a little older, Baseball Tonight with Ravitch was fire. You had Joe Morgan on Sunday Night Baseball with John Miller, fire. You had Kruk on Sunday Night Baseball. After that, you had iterations of them better than that, but now they're interviewing people on the field, dude. I want to fucking shoot myself every time they interview. They had Francisco Lindor interviewing at shortstop to talk about him and his wife's podcast. And it's like, dude, no disrespect. We have a podcast. You know, some people say they should take the mic out of my mouth. Okay. I defend anyone's right to have a podcast. I will never talk bad about a podcast, but I don't really care that much to hear about your wife's podcast in the middle of Sunday Night Baseball.
Joey's not out there at his softball league playing shortstop, mic'd up, giving an interview. He's there to play shortstop.
Exactly, Mitch. Like, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, thank you. And to use that spotlight to your wife's, I mean, I just fucking hate the in-game interviews. The only way it's entertaining is if someone fucks up and makes a bad play because he's getting interviewed.
Why do you keep saying his wife's podcast when it's their podcast?
It's not. It's his wife's podcast, and I think he comes on as a guest sometimes. It was hard for me to understand completely, okay, because I was half watching, but don't try to pull me in that corner, dude, that I'm a piece of shit wife hater. I like wives.
It does say with Katya Rigura Lindor. That's the podcast. It doesn't say with Francisco and Katya.
I'll be honest, dude. It's not about whose podcast. If I'm watching, like, first of all, Sunday Night Baseball is supposed to be like a big game, the biggest game of the week in a prime time spot, the only game on right now. Why the fuck do I want to hear about a podcast? I don't want to hear about anybody's podcast unless this podcast doesn't exist. I mean, that would make sense. Because imagine if they asked him about podcasts doesn't exist. We love the in-game interviews. But I don't know. I'll never forget last year I turned on Baseball Tonight, and this is when I realized, bro, we have lost it. ESPN, you have lost it, dude. I went on. Yeah, it was before a Sunday Night Baseball game. I put on Baseball Tonight. I was like, wonder what Baseball Tonight is like nowadays. And they're interviewing freaking Buster Olney, and it's a game. It's about to be the Phillies versus the Mets. And they're interviewing Buster Olney, comparing Bryce Harper's rookie season to Caitlin Clark's rookie season. Before the fucking baseball, like let's make this about Caitlin Clark. The fuck? What does that have to do with Baseball Tonight? That's not Baseball Tonight. That's Basketball Tonight. Whatever. I'm just saying, if you interview players during the game, don't do that shit. They also they explain on Baseball Tonight, they kind of, or Sunday Night Baseball, they explain baseball like you've never watched it in your life. Like, that's the tone of it. They have to explain, like, Ronald Acuña Jr. is a superstar player. Look how superstar he's been. And they're like over-explaining everything. It's like, dog. I don't know. What was I talking about before ESPN?
We were talking about Shohei Ohtani pitching.
He'll be back, man. And the Dodgers need him, bro, because they're all hurt. The Dodgers just lost the game. The Dodgers have lost 3 of their last... the Dodgers are 3-6 in their last 9. Since May 4th, they are 9-11. So that's about 3 weeks of baseball. They're 9-11, which isn't the bad. I mean, that is your worst. I mean, if that's rock bottom for the Dodgers, that's pretty fucking good. I mean, that's just their downstretch for the Dodgers is around a 500 team over the past 3 weeks. But it's like the whole division has sucked. What's the whole division? Give me a rundown on that, because I don't think the Dodgers have lost any ground, really.
So the whole division, I don't know. They cannot figure it out. The Giants have gained ground. The Padres finally won, but they had like a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, thank God.
They
the Braves
could have easily taken over first place when the Dodgers got swept by the Angels. They're still 2 games back. The Diamondbacks have lost 5 games in a row. They've lost all 5 games by combined 6 runs. And then the Rockies are the worst team in baseball history. So they've also lost a ton of games. But there's no ground being gained, even though the Dodgers are not winning games.
Yeah, which is, I guess, a little surprising because, I mean, the Padres fell off a little bit. They were in a bad streak. How many did they lose in a row? They lost 6 in a row, you just said, and then they played the Braves. And
Yeah, 6. I said 5 at first.
So they won a series. For their first series they've won in a few weeks. But like how good this division started out, it's really hard to see. It kind of, surprising to see all of them kind of being bad at the same time. But the Dodgers have lost, I guess, how much ground have they lost during this streak? 1 game?
The Giants in the last 10 games are 6-4, and the Dodgers are 4-6.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
2 games.
What hurts the most is actually the Diamondbacks. Like the Padres and Giants have had a great start to the season. They can afford a bad stretch, but for the Diamondbacks to not be able to take advantage of this at all is really tough, especially since they've lost. What is this stat, Mitch?
So over their last 5 games, they've lost all 5 games by combined 6 runs. So they lost 4 1-run games and 1 2-run game by 2.
Rough. So like the Dodgers are 3-6, and the Diamondbacks, who have been around 500 all year, but like they expected to be a playoff team. On paper, I'd put them ahead of the Giants, and arguably, I'd probably going into the season, I was higher on the Diamondbacks than the Padres. And the Dodgers go through this bad stretch. On May 20th, they lost in the 10th to the Dodgers. The next day, they blew a game. They were up by 1 until the 6th. The next day, they were up by 1 into the 6th, blew that one. And then the day after that, they took a 5-4 lead into the 8th and immediately blew it in the bottom of the inning. Then the day after that, up 3-2 going to the bottom of 6, allow 1 run in the 6th and 7th and blow that one. So they've just blown all those games. Now, were all those in a row? I kind of fucked that up. But it was
All of those are in a row.
Yeah, okay. So that's, yeah. So 5 games in a row, they blow leads.
So they could have easily they could easily be on a 5-game winning streak.
Dude, if they won 5 in a row right now, that means they would be what? 31?
They would be 1 game out of first.
31-22. Damn, bro. I mean, that is a kick in the balls if you're the Diamondbacks. And that, what is that? Just a bullpen blowing it? How has their bullpen been?
Their bullpen's been pretty bad.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
just got their closer back, and he immediately blew a game yesterday. I
But
think.
these also to defend the bullpen. Just going off this, I mean, these are 1-run leads that they're blowing at the end of games. It's like the offense doesn't seem to be hitting on all cylinders either.
No, Torey Lovello loves bunting. I saw that he was bunting with
Legalize it.
Perdomo at the end of the game.
Legalize bunting.
And it's like you're playing for 1 run in the top of the 9th, and you're giving the home team a free out. Just seems like a bad idea.
Better than playing for 0 runs.
So the bullpen ERA for the Diamondbacks, they are 26th in the league. They're only better than the Orioles, the A's, the Nationals, and the Angels in bullpen ERA.
That seems like we found a weakness. Fuck, Mitch. Yeah, that is a tough pill to swallow. I mean, they had that closer. Is he still pitching? He was
Martinez, he just came back.
Justin Martinez.
And
yeah.
he blew a game
Okay.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was electric start the season, then he got hurt. But fuck, man, time is running out if you're the Diamondbacks. I'm just kidding. It's May. It's May 25th. The Diamondbacks still got time, but I mean, that is a terrible stretch. The Padres have been struggling a little bit too. Michael King got placed on the IL because he slept on his shoulder awkwardly. That's awkward. Damn, Michael King. What happened, bro? Get Tempur-Pedic on the phone.
I mean, he was on the road.
Oh.
So you think he's gonna drag along a mattress?
He's
Every
on,
road
yeah.
trip?
Shouldn't they be less specific with these injuries?
I think, well, I mean, you're right. Like, first of all, everyone's going to see this. He slept on his shoulder awkwardly. Everyone's going to be like, that's bullshit. You made that story up, which is probably true. I bet he probably, I mean, let's be honest. If you're a major league pitcher, your shoulder's probably never not kind of fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
you know?
it's not because he slept on it. It's like sleeping on it maybe pinched some sort of weird thing he had going.
Right? Maybe it's because you throw 95-mile-per-hour pitches 100 times every day of your life. Just every day you wake up and just throw a fucking ball against the wall.
No, it
as
was the
hard as
nap,
you
though.
can.
It was the nap. That's what did it.
Yeah, but they didn't have a Tempur-Pedic covering, which is what he's used to. Get on that. That hotel needs to be sued if I was him. Shout out to Darren Ruff, too. I mean, we did not. Did you hear about Darren Ruff?
Suing the
Was it the
the
Giants?
Reds, the Giants.
Whoever's Darren Ruff is suing, I'm on Darren Ruff's side. Oh, here's another one for the Padres. Luis Ariz is on pace for 14 strikeouts all season.
I saw that. I was like, Joey is making that shit up. And then I went and I calculated, and I was like, oh, he is.
14 strikeouts all season. Now, would you say Luis Ariz is a good player? Because some of these stat guys actually think Luis Ariz isn't good.
He's a good singles hitter.
He's an amazing singles hitter.
I think overall he was better when he was with the Twins. He used to be able to walk and hit singles. Now he just hits singles, and his on-base percentage isn't as good as what you would expect a 280, 300 hitter to be.
Yeah, it's crazy because he led the league in average last year. And like, if you were a baseball fan 10, 15, 20 years ago, you would call him one of the best hitters in baseball. Now that stats have kind of evolved, more people are kind of less inclined to care about batting average, more caring about your OPS. And since he doesn't really he doesn't walk a lot and he doesn't hit for power, his OPS was a 739, a 107 OPS plus, which means he's 7% better than the average hitter, according to OPS. So he's basically an average hitter, but he led the league in batting average. I mean, hey, I don't know. I'd say there's still a value in fucking hitting 314 no matter what.
It just depends on who you're hitting in front of or behind. Like for the Padres, I think he hits after Tatis. So Tatis is either gonna, hit a homer, hit a double. You have him in scoring position. Then a single really is important. But if you expect him to be the leadoff hitter, he's not speedy. He doesn't take walks, so that batting average is kind of empty.
And he's also terrible at defense, isn't he?
Horrible.
Yeah, so that's like, dude. How's Luis Ariz hitting this year? I think he's actually struggled a little bit. I know he got injured like pretty bad. Well, his OPS is up, but his batting average is down. But he's batting 300 right now. And he might have a negative WAR. He has a 0 WAR. So he's basically been healthy all year. He's batting 300, which is, I mean, how many players are hitting 300? A handful. I mean, forever that was, if you're hitting 300, you're good at baseball. But he's hitting 300, and according to the advanced analytics, wins above replacement, he is a replacement level player. You could get a player on the free agent market right now, come to your team tomorrow, and he would be as valuable as Luis Ariz, who has a 300 batting average. That is crazy. That is pretty crazy. But
there's a guy, Matt McClain. He's hitting 176 for the Reds this year, and he has 0.3 WAR.
Damn. Hey. I still like Luis Ariz, though. I think he brings, a nice old school feel. Singles. Tony Gwynn, slap hitter. He's a tough out, Mitch.
I think the difference between him and Tony Gwynn, though, is Tony Gwynn
is fat. And being fat makes you better at baseball.
He stole a decent amount of bases, Tony Gwynn did.
Yeah, I think Tony kind of gained weight over his career because he's smart and because being fat actually makes you better.
But like Tony Gwynn hit for a higher average, and he hit more extra base hits, I think.
That's another question, thing is if Tony Gwynn played today, and we all grew up thinking Tony Gwynn, one of the best hitters in baseball history. But if he played today, I wonder how people would analyze him. Because, if you look at it, if OPS numbers, there was a lot of years where he wasn't that high. Now, granted, I look back at it, and it's he has insane OPS.
150. Did you see his career high in stolen bases?
No, what is it?
What would you expect it to be?
Tony Gwynn, career high in a season. I remember he had, in his younger years, was quick. He got bigger, and I would say 40.
56.
56, Tony Gwynn. Well, maybe I was thinking about a different player, but his OPS is actually pretty high.
No, Tony Gwynn legitimately, yeah. I think the comparisons to Arias is a little unfair to Gwynn because he hit 370 four different times.
Fuck, dude, a career batting average of 338. And he played till he was 41.
He had 434 career strikeouts.
Just go off on Tony Gwynn.
I think Ellie De La Cruz, who has been playing since 2023, just passed him in strikeouts for his career. Anyway, Tony Gwynn, fantastic player.
I thought Mitch was going to go on in some impassioned speech about Tony Gwynn's career and what he means to baseball.
As soon as you cue the music, dude, Mitch panicked. I could feel it, dude.
I'm not ready for it.
The desk was shaking.
We put him on the spot. The podcast. We need a new podcast helper. That's such a fucked up name.
Such a belittling title.
Yeah. It's my podcast helper, Mitchell. Just hanging out.
Makes me feel like I'm four. Like I'm with my mom at the grocery store. Oh, could you get that from the frozen aisle?
Could you just do a quick monologue on Tony Gwynn on the spot with the fucking national anthem behind you?
He played before you were born, and you're not a Padres fan. Just like a 2-minute monologue. Come on, Mitchell, you got this. You got this.
You'll learn. Hey, it's still only episode 18 or something. So once we get to the 100.
I just want to say this is the first time in 4 episodes that you said the correct number of the episode.
All right. Well, what the fuck? Who's counting? Who cares?
You're not counting. Everybody else is.
Have you heard of Tarik Skubal?
I know all about Tarik Skubal, brother. This guy just had one of the greatest pitching performances in history, okay? A Maddox is when you pitch a complete game.
Stop! Stop, dude. I'm supposed to say that.
What are you talking about? This is coming straight from his brain.
I like doing
He came prepared for the monologue.
That sucked, dude.
What you do is easy, dude.
That would never go viral. The voice wasn't right enough. You don't know.
People don't think you're the same person from the channel.
People can suck my dick. It's not the same person. It's called AI. Ever heard of it, dumbass? This is all AI. It's all AI.
This whole podcast is actually.
Mitchell, you think Mitchell's a real? It's not. It's AI. Jack Schwartz, a guy from Florida with a. Never mind. It's AI. Tarik Skubal, he might be AI too, Mitchell, because holy shit. This guy just had one of the greatest pitching performances in history. And a lot of people say, BD always exaggerates. He always exaggerates. Oh, Jack just said that. Oh, okay. You're going to repeat shit? Shut the fuck up. This is truly one of the best pitching performances in history. A Maddox, as Jack said, because he read the fucking notes that I wrote. So don't take credit. Act like you can do whatever. AI wrote this. A Maddox is when you pitch a complete game. That's 9 entire innings while throwing less than 100 pitches. What throwing?
I would have got it.
If you
90 pisses.
Jack, you can step out of the room before we'll call you when we're done. While throwing less than 100 pitches. It's only possible if you don't strike people out, pitch to weak contact, and end innings quickly. Not Tarik Skubal. This guy strikes out everybody right down the middle, but it's 102 and nobody can hit this shit. Okay, 32.9% of the time someone swings at this shit, they miss it completely. They miss it, and that's the most in baseball. Right down the middle, strike 3. That's Tarik Skubal's game. He throws fastballs right down the middle, changeups too. Actually, fun fact, Tarik Skubal throws his changeup more than his fastball, which you don't see that every day, Mitchell, but 32% of the time it's a changeup. Last year, because he won the Cy Young last year, this was an interesting note. He usually if you win the Cy Young, you're going great. You're not, why change anything? He changed his pitches a lot. Not a lot, but he's throwing that changeup a lot more than he was last year, and it's actually made him better. So 32.9% of the time someone swings at his fastball, they miss it. That's the most in baseball. Okay, he's got a fucking nasty slider. Get your ass with the slider. He struck out the first 2 batters of the game. Okay, when those same 2 batters came up again, he struck them out again. Gets into the 5th inning, throwing a perfect game, then gives up a double. Doesn't matter. Strikes out another guy. Strikes out another guy. Then had a clutch double play to get out of it. Everyone's fucking pumped. Next inning, 2 more strikeouts. Inning after that, 2 more strikeouts. Okay, this guy threw 94 pitches, 72 strikes in 94 pitches, right down the fucking middle. Nobody can hit it. It's the 9th inning. Fans were literally chanting for Skubal to stay in the game. He does. Strikes out another guy. And on the last batter of the game, boom, baby. He's in the 9th inning. Over 90 pitches, and he just threw the last pitch of the game 103 miles per hour. That is the fastest pitch of his career, and it was on the last pitch of the game after throwing 9 innings, okay? No pitcher has thrown a complete game in less than 100 pitches and got more than 12 strikeouts. This was his 13th strikeout, the most strikeouts in Maddox history. He walked 0 batters. He's on pace to set an MLB record for highest K per walk ratio in MLB history. He doesn't fucking walk anybody. So he walked 0 batters, struck out 13, gave up 2 hits, a complete game shutty in 94 pitches. All right. This guy won the Cy Young last year. His whiff rate, chase rate, strikeout rate, and walk rate all got better. Right now, he has the most strikeouts in the AL, 3rd lowest whip in the league, has the lowest walk rate in the league, highest stuff plus in baseball, and has the highest WAR in baseball. What does that make him, Jack?
The best pitcher in the MLB.
This is the best pitcher in the MLB.
People are going to be in the comments going, actually,
the
it's
Major
not
League
the MLB.
As soon as I said it, I was like, that sounds odd.
He's the top pitcher. Honestly, no, dead ass. He's the best pitcher in MLB.
Did you watch the game?
Nope.
Oh
I
my
watched the
God,
highlights.
dude. It was the first.
Dude, the game ended in an hour. I on my phone, it was like, it's like 2 o'clock. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, they started at 11:30.
What?
It's the Roku special game. Come on.
I missed the
Go
Roku
keep up.
I missed the fucking Roku.
You know what they
game
had
of
in the middle of the game?
What?
An in-game interview with Zach McKinstry.
Dude, goddamn.
But
Fuck Roku.
What's his
Skubal?
wife up to?
surprisingly, not in the interview. Can you believe it? But yeah, Skubal, like the first 3 or 4 innings, it never even dawned on me like that he hadn't allowed a base runner because the innings were 2 minutes long. He would go 0-1, 0-2, strikeout, 0-1, 0-2, strikeout, 0-1, 0-2, strikeout, just for like 4 or 5 innings straight. And then he allowed the double, hit a batter, got a double play, got a hit, got another double play. And then like, I'm surprised he only had 13 strikeouts.
Yeah.
I felt like he pitched so precisely. It wouldn't have shocked me if he had like a 90 pitch, 20 strikeout game. Guardians didn't have a chance.
Yeah. And know what's also crazy about that is, I mean, how many times has he faced the Guardians in his career? Like, I mean, that's his division rival. He's faced these guys so many times, and to not only strike out 13, to do it in that little pitches, complete game. That's literally, like, think about the math. We've established that we are a math podcast. I mean,
39 pitches.
So what's the least amount of pitches you can pitch in a game? 27?
Yes.
27 is the least amount possible. Every pitch is an out. He threw 94. It's pretty close. What's 27? What's 94 minus 27? Leave it in the comments.
I like that it takes us 1 full week to do basic subtraction.
Get us in the comments with the answer, then the next week we can, on Wednesday, we'll have the answer for you. But if you are able to figure that out, put that in the comments. 94 minus 27. Because that's going to be big for Skubal to know that. But Skubal won the Cy Young last year. Excuse my French. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Cy Young. That's a slur in some cultures. But now he's better in almost every category.
He's also just casually throwing 102, 103 in the 7th and 9th inning. And he doesn't look like he's throwing it that hard.
Bro, I think he's going to get Tommy John. Just kidding. Come on. Can you imagine that if he got Tommy John because he throws hard? And I had it first. I'd be a genius. If Skubal gets hurt and gets Tommy John, everyone's going to be like, dude, podcast is just the best podcast. They called it. We love this guy.
Or they jinxed it.
Yeah, that the reaction if that happens is totally going to be, man, Joey, he's just so cool. He's so smart. I love Joey.
I mean, you could say that about every pitcher. I think he's going to get hurt soon, and he will. But no, Skubal's not going to get hurt. Skubal's a fucking beast. He's built like Verlander. He literally is Verlander. It's funny because, I mean, Verlander's famous for doing this. In that video that Foolish Baseball made, that's what I know about it. But he'd do like 100 and something crazy in like the 7th inning. Or like after like 114 pitches. And Skubal's coming up with the Tigers just like Verlander, pitches like Verlander, big, powerful power pitcher like Verlander, and has a Verlander-ass outing. I mean, don't you think this outing is more of a Maddox or more of a Verlander? That's a good question.
Shit.
Yeah. They're
going to be calling these Skubals in 20 years.
Fuck, man. Imagine Greg, Justin Verlander, Skubal. That's probably the best pitcher of all time. Best pitcher in the MLB. If it was real. We'll get to the AI on that.
What if I throw in the Major League Baseball League? What if it's the MLB League?
That could be even more annoying for people listening to the podcast. Dude, I want to say the thing about MLB, can I be honest? I think when I started my channel, I called it the MLB. Like, I just thought that was how you said it.
Well, you do that with every other sport.
Yeah, right? And now if I hear someone say the MLB, I'm like, you are the biggest fucking
I
idiot
think grammatically, it doesn't make sense to say the MLB.
But I feel like most regular people, even baseball fans, call it the MLB all the time. Mitchell, am I dumb? Am I just...
The casuals do.
You just call me a fucking casual pussy?
Do you say RBI or RBIs?
I don't say either, dude. I don't count that shit. That's fucking for losers. Who counts RBIs? That's for fucking... You still pay attention to RBIs? Oh, and I'm the cat. You pay attention to RBIs?
Totally.
Casual alert.
Acuña
Fuck.
coming clean.
Casual alert. Mitchell's a casual. Runs batted ins. It's RBI, obviously. Right? Do you have an opinion on that? Can you say RBI?
I care more about RBI, like saying RBIs, than I actually care about the stat.
But what is it? A runs bat, like how many how many RBIs do you have? Is right.
Yeah, so like...
But if I say how many RBI you have, that's weird.
That does sound weird.
Okay, but which one is grammatically correct, Mitch?
I don't know. You need like another button. That
I like that. You from every time I ask Mitchell your question, you could just be like, I don't know, and it's like, what am I gonna do? I guess we don't know then. If Mitchell's
we'll
not,
never know.
Yeah, if Mitchell doesn't know, then we just won't know. That's the beauty about having a podcast helper. He's low key the most valuable guy in the pod, and we just call him a podcast helper. All right, well, thanks for the help on this.
My job.
Moving down.
I could have answered the math problem. You didn't ask me to, so.
It was 61, right?
Shut up. Don't spoil it. All right. Pirates snap a 26-game streak of scoring 4 runs or fewer. That's pretty bad for the Pirates. But O'Neill Cruz hit the hardest ball of all time. I mean, that's pretty amazing. This guy, O'Neill Cruz, who's a 6'7"
genetic freak,
who used to play shortstop, which I'm pissed they moved him to center field, but hit the hardest ball of all time today. 122 miles per hour off the bat, and it was a home run. Which is dope, because, I mean, it was a home run.
Yeah, when it's the hardest hit ball of all time and it's like a single, it's like, who gives a shit?
For a while, it was the hardest ball hit ever was Giancarlo Stanton, like a ground out to shortstop.
Yeah.
Or a single. A ground ball somewhere.
And then O'Neill Cruz broke that record a few years ago, and it was a single off the wall.
I know, like, the knock on O'Neill Cruz is that he's just like a savant merchant, like that this guy just throws hard as fuck and can hit the ball hard as fuck, but he's not actually that good. But anytime you look at, like, a player's metrics and how, like, athletically gifted he is, I guess, how hard he hits it, how fast he throws it, which I just said, he's really good, but his stats aren't that good. But I feel like O'Neill Cruz has become one of the most underrated players.
I haven't looked at his stats, but I think this year he's genuinely pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, he's not elite, but I think he's an above average hitter, and he's decent defensively in center field. Like, the combination of that should be like an all-star level player.
Yeah, he could. I mean, leads the league in stolen bases right now too. So the guy can fucking hit. He's 6'8", 6'7", hits the hardest balls in history. Throws the hardest ball from shortstop in history, I think, or close to it. He can throw like 106 from fucking shortstop, and he leads the league in stolen bases. So he's like an Ohtani who can't pitch. Hits the ball hard, throws the ball hard, steals the ball hard. But he's on the Pittsburgh Pirates, so no one really cares that much. I mean, it's funny to say they have the guy who hits the hardest fucking balls ever, and they have Paul Skeens who throws the ball harder than fucking anyone, and they still suck cock. Like, they do have legitimately 2 of the most exciting players, and they suck cock. Can I say it again? They suck cock. But it gets better, Pirates fans. They got to trade Skeens. Just get it over with. Trade him.
Trade him
to the Rockies. Who once again have set another record. I guess they're still on pace to be the worst team of all time. Rockies' worst 50-game start since 1895. It's first time since 1895, Mitchell. What happened in 1895 that we need to know about?
Was this the Cleveland? No, it was the Louisville Colonels who started the season 7-43. Have you ever heard of them? Because I have not.
The Louisville Cardinals, no.
Colonels, like
corn or like
no, like the military position that's pronounced very differently from how it's spelled. Colonels. That yeah, I've never heard of this team. I don't know what league they played in. Technically, they were a major league team. They started 7-43, and the Rockies have had the worst start since then.
Wow, 1893. The same year the first gasoline bus route started in Germany.
That's why it seems so familiar.
Jack was over here like tapping me on the shoulder going, Mitchell, what was going on then? I can't remember.
Was it about 1893?
Yeah, there's this.
People talk about it like it was one of the best years for baseball.
1893? Was it 90? Oh, 1895, Jack.
Yeah,
sorry.
dude.
1895 was a great year for baseball. A lot of great players. Who won the MVP in 1895?
I don't know, but I bet he was white.
There was none.
There was no yeah, I guess they didn't have that. The 1895 Atlanta Braves. Let's click on this. Our best
Boston Braves.
Shut the okay, you're right.
Actually, on baseball reference, it just says Boston.
So the 1985 the Atlanta Braves were called Boston back then.
They had a reverse A's going on.
could
They were like, we don't want a team name. We're just Boston.
We had a lot of handsome guys on the team, some good mustaches. We had Kid Nichols, led the league in WAR. led the team in WAR. Kid Nichols. How many innings did Kid Nichols pitch?
Probably like 700.
390 innings.
That's it.
390 innings. And we're giving Skubal fucking credit for pitching 9. This guy, just to put things in context, Skubal pitches a complete game today, and we had to make a TikTok about it and say how cool it is. This guy that year pitched 43 complete games. 43 complete games in 1 year. You got to tip your cap to Kid Nichols.
You're telling me he didn't finish 5 of the games he pitched?
Mm-mm.
What was he even doing?
He was tired. Yes, sir. The Cardinals, they were so bad. The Colonels this year. Their best pitcher, Fred Clark, only had a 3 WAR, dude. So, I don't know. 8-42. So they're 8-42 right now. The last team is
They did. I don't know when I last did this. They are now 9-44.
So apparently, Johan Rojas takes a phone call. Okay, before the game, and then isn't allowed back on the field. He had to go off the field to make a phone call. I wish there was video of this.
I really want a video of this.
So there's a report that a player on the Rockies was on the. This is a Phillies player. A player on the Phillies was. This was before the game.
Yeah.
In warm-ups, he had to take a phone call, so he left the field and went into the stands to call somebody. And security wouldn't let him back on the field because they're like, "Dude, you're not allowed on the field. You're not a real player. Why the fuck are you in the stand? If you're a real player, you'd be on the field."
And he's like, "No, I play for the Phillies. I'm wearing Phillies gear." And they're like, "Yeah, fat chance."
Yeah, I mean, hey, the Rockies got to pull anything they can, you know? Hey, we just caught a player outside the stadium. Let's lock him out. A Phillies player. Kyle Schwarber's out there trying to get a Wawa delivery from DoorDash. Lock him out. Lock the doors.
Has he said anything about this?
Johan Rojas?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. We could probably DM him. But I remember when Hampel was going after the security in Colorado a few years ago, and everyone gave him shit like he was an asshole. Maybe there's a problem with security in Colorado.
I mean, the security's probably just sick and tired of watching their team lose. They got to take it out somehow.
Yeah, and dealing with all those drunk assholes. So they have like $3 beers to this day. I mean, it's probably a war out there every night. You go over there with all those Coors Beers bar. You want to know something crazy? The White Sox right now, because speaking of the worst teams in baseball, everyone knows they had the worst record in modern baseball history last year. Right now, they have a better record than the Orioles. So the Chicago White Sox are officially a better team than the Orioles. What team would you rather be moving forward? If you could take roster and roster.
I mean, roster-wise, I'm taking the Orioles. But, like, from a fan perspective, I'd rather just be a White Sox fan. Because, like, at least I came into the season knowing that we'd be terrible.
Yeah, I
guess.
guess.
If I was an Orioles fan, I'd be talking shit to the Yankees, like, in March, being like, nah, we're going to go to the World Series. Gunnar Henderson. And now I feel like an idiot.
Yeah. I was looking at today, I think they have a 1.5% chance to make the playoffs. 1.5% chance to make the playoffs. I think it's time to pack it in if you're an Orioles fan. You know what? It's not time to rebuild. I know some people kind of say that. Maybe we should start trading people and rebuild. I don't want to close the Orioles window. They still have a lot of great pieces. I think next year they can come back and make the playoffs. But this year, it's done. It's done. Jack, this is Marlins are in the news. Edward Cabrera, one of your favorite pitchers on the team, right?
He's like my third favorite.
Really? Well, you might need to put him up because this
Wait,
guy.
who's your first and second player?
The other two.
The Marlins only have 3 pitchers?
Well, the other two are good too. So there's
Only 2 more worth mentioning, and we don't even have to mention them because they're so freaking obvious.
Yeah, we don't want to jinx them. Put that in the comments. Who's Jack talking about? Edward Cabrera, your third best pitcher on the Marlins, third favorite pitcher for the Marlins, threw a 98-mile-per-hour changeup today. What the fuck is happening? Is it AI? What's going on, Mitch? What are these arms getting so good? A 98-mile-per-hour changeup. And you could argue that maybe the broadcast was wrong because his average fastball is 96.5 miles. So this guy's average fastball velocity is 96.5. He threw a 98-mile-per-hour changeup.
Pitching Ninja has it where he zooms in and it's like a circle changeup grip. So, like, I don't think it's a fastball. It's like Zach Greinke, you know, how he threw his changeup like 90 and his fastball 88. Cabrera just has that thing, but it's an extra 10 miles an hour.
98-mile-per-hour changeup. Imagine going up there and slow pitch softball, and you see a 98-mile-per-hour slow pitch. Did you see that girl for Tennessee throw the fastest softball pitch ever this weekend? I think it was, what was this? This pitcher for Tennessee This
Was
girl,
it like 70 something?
70. I want to say 74 or 76. Tennessee softball. And I know we probably have a lot of male audience, and they probably think that girls suck and they're not even good at sports. Dude, if I had to face this girl, I mean, fuck, I struck out in slow pitch. Imagine facing this shit. 76, Mitch?
She threw it 79.4.
79.4, and that's from
like 40 something feet, right?
So that's the equivalent to 110. She is throwing straight gas, dude. Good luck to her opponents, but
do you know how crazy it is for you to be like, I couldn't even do that. She's like an elite athlete, bro.
Jack, shut the fuck up. Jack's the type of guy who's like, I could beat the fuck out of Ronda Rousey easily, dude.
It's the exact opposite of the vibe.
I could totally fucking beat up Ronda Rousey, dude. I could beat up any girl. I don't care.
I'm shocked the Nebraska player fouled this ball off.
That's the dude. She should get a fucking interview. I'm sorry. What is her name? The pitcher?
This has to be Carlin Pickens. She's been throwing gas the whole year.
What do you think? She just started throwing hard now?
She just waited until May.
Yeah, let's wait till the SEC tournament to throw in 90. Yeah,
that's the best time. You're throwing 65 the whole year. They're going, wow, she throws really hard. Suddenly you amp it up 14 miles an hour. No one's going to see it coming.
Reverse change up.
Yeah.
Well, this girl who made contact with it, she deserves a freaking round of applause too. Shit.
Sexist.
Well, it was a gamble. I know these soundboard things change every week, but yeah. Shout out to all the softball players out here. We could change to a softball pod because we didn't play a game this weekend because it's Memorial Day for the troops, but I'll be back out there. I found my glove. In my closet, so I got my glove again.
What have you been playing?
I've been using Wells's glove. Dude, mind your own business.
I was hoping you were just going out like 1800 style baseball barehanded.
Shit.
Can I ask an incredibly casual question?
Nope. All right, let's move on. Aaron Judge said, quote, I don't feel too great at the plate.
He's the worst hitter in baseball.
What is Aaron Judge's numbers the past week? It's probably...
Well, his average did drop below 400. He's slacking, and now it's like 395.
So Judge, who, let's just run through the numbers again. We haven't done this in a few episodes. Leads the league in WAR, leads the league in runs, leads the league in hits, leads the league in home runs, leads the league in batting average, leads the league in on-base percentage, leads the league in slugging, leads the league in on-base, leads the league in rate runs above on-base average, ROBA. What the fuck is that? Leads the league in RBAT plus. What the fuck is that? Leads the league in total bases, leads the league in intentional walks. And quote, I don't feel too great at the plate.
So in the past week, this is not including today where he had 2 hits. He's slashing 333 with a 462 on base percentage and 810 slugging. He hit 3 homers, a casual 240 WRC plus. He walked more than he struck out, and he got a little unlucky with the 286 BABIP.
So how many home runs did he hit in Coors? Because that's the thing.
He only hit 2. Only.
In a 3-game series?
Yeah, you go to Coors, it's a worst team in baseball. You've got Aaron Judge up, and I personally was expecting at least 5.
Right? It is a little disappointing for Aaron Judge to go to Colorado and only hit 2 home runs. I was looking at the bets. I mean, the money line, I guess it's not a money line. What is it? The line on a home run for Aaron Judge was like plus 120 or something fucking insane to hit a home run at Coors Field. I mean, that for some guy to hit a home run, to basically be even odds, they're basically saying he has a 50-50 shot to hit a home run this game. If you hit a home run in half the games you played, do the math. Guys,
do it, Joey. Come on.
162 divided by 2, 81. That's 81 home runs in a year, and that is a record. But Jack, yeah, you can ask that question now.
Oh, I was actually admiring that you were committed to that bit and just gonna move on. Okay, so throwing a softball, if you were an MLB pitcher, if you were the MLB pitcher, you wouldn't be able to throw a softball as fast as a regular baseball because it's bigger, right?
No, because you have to throw it underhand.
But the ball is bigger though, right?
Yeah, the ball is there. So yeah, you're right. If you had to throw it overhand, it would probably be a little bit slower, 5 to 10 miles per hour slower overhand, I think. I'd guess. But the reason why softball players throw slower, not only are they women and they cannot compete athletically with us because they're not as good as us, but also because
me and Mitch don't agree.
Girls actually don't rule. It's the boys who rule. And this is a boys podcast.
Are you familiar with baseball for baddies?
No.
It's this girl just crushing it on social media. She posts like, but she's got like your vibe, dude. She's like female
What?
you.
She's stealing my
She's
fucking
awesome,
thing?
bro.
She's stealing my thing? She's not awesome.
We should have her on and just replace you, Joey.
No girls allowed.
I think we should have her on. I like her vibe.
All right, I'll have her on.
Is she the one who's like, this is what this player's like, but I'm comparing it to your girl group thing?
No, like it's baseball for baddies, but she's just like a full blown, like absolute, like she's like a Mitch.
What, a Mitch or a me?
She's like a you if you knew what Mitch knew. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't even know. She could be wrong about everything, bro. But her Instagram videos is what I'm used to. I don't even know what these are. But
Well, we'll have her on.
we showing her some love, dude. You doing a little?
Baseball is for baddies. I agree.
Is it this girl?
Yeah, baseball for baddies. I see her on. I think I follow her on Instagram.
Damn, dude, you actually have a girlfriend, dude. You shouldn't do that.
That's the thing. She's not like. It's not like she's like topless, bro. She's just a baseball fucking.
It's still not respectful if you're in a committed relationship to look at other girls on Instagram, no matter what they're
Sorry,
doing.
I'll unfollow her.
Thank you. But it's good that you're watching other baseball content that you think is better than
She's
ours.
teaching me about baseball. And I'm gonna bring her takes to this podcast.
She's our competitor, and we will crush her by all means necessary.
Way too long of a pause, bro.
No, baseball is for baddies. I agree. And do you think we'll ever have a girl in MLB? I think there is a good chance that
My
there
big
will be.
gripe. Do you remember that show 10 years ago, Pitch?
No.
It was this short-lived show. It had the dude from Saved by the Bell who played
Screech?
no. Zach Morris, the guy who played Zach Morris.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he played like the catcher, and it was about this woman who made MLB as a pitcher. So naturally, you're thinking she's a knuckleballer, right?
Yeah.
Screwball. That was the big thing. It was like she learned how to pitch throw a screwball.
Screwball.
And I was like, come on, it's a knuckleball. Everyone knows it's gonna be a knuckleball. No one gives a shit about a screwball. Like, what's his face who threw a screwball last year for the Dodgers? Honeywell? He's not even in MLB this year.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about a screwball. It should have been a knuckleball. And I'm still pretty upset about
It's
that show.
less realistic if it's a screwball. Because even if you had a nasty screwball,
You still have to have like a
let's
decent
say-
fastball.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the fastest overhand pitch a woman's ever pitched. I want to say it's like maybe 80, low 80s.
If you throw low 80s and you have a decent knuckleball, you can
Yeah.
get
I mean,
it.
it's definitely possible, like physically possible. Like, you know, it's hard to imagine a woman throwing 100 miles per hour. Like, fucking, who knows? That could happen one day, but
But you're also saying that she's gonna be a pitcher. What if she was something else?
that's a lot harder. But I'm saying, like, a woman could have a knuckleball just as good as a guy. Like, you don't have to throw it that hard. Like, theoretically, it's such a field pitch. I could see that happening. And then once a team has a girl who has a half a good season in the minor leagues, like, we're going to make $1 trillion. Like, that's some, like, you know, barrier breaking shit. First woman in MLB. Who's not watching that? And like, imagine how toxic that would be, bro. Like, could you imagine?
Joey's on the pod and 5 years going, they do not belong here.
The worst pitcher in MLB history.
And Jack and I are just like quietly sending in other applications to competitors.
Yeah. I mean, there'd be a lot on the line there because if she has a bad start, the memes will not start.
Dude,
Stop.
they do an on-field interview. She's like plugging her husband's podcast.
Yeah. I doubt she'd have a husband. It'd probably be a wife
Hey,
situation.
Whoa!
Joke around, full-time comedian, me and Jack. See us live at Hotbed Comedy. You know,
People
Listen.
forget.
people forget. We all like to joke around on this pod. But if Mitchell says something fucked up, he doesn't have an excuse.
He means it.
All right. Liam Detrix. All right. Who keeps threatening? What was that reaction?
No, I just like multiple times on the show, you've missaid something or repeated that. And I'm like, am I having a stroke or is Joey saying something wrong? I'm like, who is Liam Hendriks?
Listen, man. All right. I have to say a lot of words, and sometimes they're wrong. But I want to know is who keeps threatening to kill Liam Hendriks?
Red Sox fans.
Because, like, can you fucking not do that? That's like this. If there's one person not to threaten their life, it could be, I think, Liam Hendriks, who literally survived cancer like 2 years ago. I mean, pitched with cancer. Literally pitched with cancer for the White Sox, came back from cancer, and is now on the Red Sox. And yeah, he's not having a great season, but maybe don't DM him that you're going to murder his family. that's a little much. But yeah, he goes on the record saying that, enough is enough. Stop with the death threats, which, I don't think that helps, to be honest. Do you think it helps when a player comes out? I assume every player gets death threats because, but do you think that helps? He probably got some more after that.
I think the fans who are stupid enough and old enough to send death threats will see that and go, I'm going to send some more.
Like, if you arrested a guy, you went to someone, imagine going and finding the guy and arresting him, and he's, some fat fucking degenerate gambler in their parents' basement. I mean, the guy who's actually doing this, you actually see a picture of him, you probably actually feel bad for that guy. You're like, damn, you shouldn't have arrested him. He had nothing going on.
You're going to defend it?
No, I feel like in my head, it's like, obviously don't.
You're going to see how much of a loser that guy is, and you're going to feel bad for him? That's the pity point?
I mean, to see a guy blow a game, and I almost put a curse on Eli White's family when I watched him made that, base running mistake. But like, to go to the extra step to go on Instagram and threaten his life, that's a lot. So I think the person who actually does that, you'd see this guy and what he has going on in his life, and you actually end up feeling bad for him on top, worse than you do Liam Hendriks.
What do you think, Jack?
That's a tough one. I got a death threat once.
Because of what?
I shouldn't talk about it, but I got a death threat once, and somebody texted me, and they texted me my address, and they said, like, you'll be dead by the end of the week. And I said, I'm here right now, bitch. And then I was terrified for a week, bro. I was like, why would I say that?
So is this guy some guy you knew or knew of?
I didn't know who it was, but I knew what it was about.
So it wasn't like an internet thing. It was like some...
No, it was street shit.
It was street Florida shit. This is just some fucking Florida shit.
That is why Jack lives in Washington, D.C. now, not Florida.
I ran away, dude.
Yep. That helps.
He said, I'm here. And then he rented a U-Haul immediately.
Thank God his dad's a defense contractor. Called in the F1. Dad, can I get a Uzi? Dad, can you ship me in some fucking...
Hey, let's not narrow down my dad's place of business, bro.
Can you ship in a weapon of mass destruction? This guy in Daytona Beach is threatening to kill me. He's Broward County. He's legit. But yeah, Liam Hendriks is having... But the real issue, I mean, I guess that is a real issue. Yeah, Liam Hendriks they're threatening his life, but the real issue is that
the Red Sox can't win.
Yeah, he's had a couple bad starts. No, relief appearances. But I guess he had an issue with them not putting him out as much.
So he was pitching like once a week, and he said, "Hey, if I'm not pitching, I'm going to rust out before I wear out. Like I'm an older guy. I'm coming back from an injury. But like, if you don't pitch me, I'm just going to be terrible." And then literally the day that he said that, he allowed 3 runs.
That's rough. But that's another guy in the Red Sox who is not happy with the organization right now, because we all remember Rafael Devers. By the way, I got to talk about Rafael Devers. I mean, I'm just trying to, how do I set this up? The Red Sox have been mid, right? And you have that stat that shows them, what is the Red Sox, where they stand right now?
So they just split a series with the worst team in baseball. So now they're 1 game under 500.
Which is the Rockies?
Or the worst team in the American League,
which
the
is
Orioles.
The Orioles. It's hard to know nowadays.
I mean, yeah. So the Orioles came in. Everyone's like, oh, man, this could be a good point for the Red Sox. They win a game on Friday, like 19-5.
Crushed them. Yeah.
And then they lose the next 2 games.
That was the game that a guy poured a full glass of milk on his head after a home run, which turned out to be an advertisement for the Daytona 500.
Obviously.
Yeah, which, I mean, I saw this clip and was like, that's fucking crazy. And then like 3 days later, I find out that's because the Daytona 500. And was the Daytona 500 today?
It was, I think, the Indy 500.
Was
and today.
Oh, God, I'm getting my race cars mixed up.
Come on, get it right.
I didn't even fucking watch. God damn it.
You just brought up Daytona. It was a mix-up.
Yep, it was Indy. So, yeah, who won the Indy 500? Congrats to him. Or her. Good job.
She or they.
Or them or him.
I don't know who this is, you. Alex Palau.
Good job, Alex. All right. But so the Red Sox are mid, and now it gets even worse because that game when they scored 19 fucking runs and beat the Orioles in the milk game in game 1 of that doubleheader, which I think ended up just being a 1 game because the doubleheader got rained out. The rain makeup got made up and got rained out. Blah, 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 blah. We're running out of steam here, Mitch. We got to end this show. This is the worst part.
I literally flew in from Grand Rapids today. I went home, I dropped off my suitcase and came straight here.
I mean, I'm having a really hard time explaining this Red Sox situation. It started with, because there's so many different threads. I mean, there's the closer, the reliever's getting death threats. He's not pitched well. He's mad at the team. Now, Bregman is getting injured, but there's a guy with milk on his face. They scored 19 runs, but Alex Bregman, the third baseman, gets injured. So Bregman, do you have the injury on Bregman?
It's a quad injury. It's a different quad from an injury that he suffered 4 years ago, but he said it feels the same.
So it's a pretty bad injury. He missed a couple months, didn't he?
He missed 60 games almost.
So we can expect he's going to miss 60 games again, give or take, which is fucking terrible because Bregman's been one of their best offensive players, best players. And now Devers isn't going to play third base. I mean, Devers, we all remember this story. We've talked about it 5 times. Devers was pissed that they got this third baseman to take his position. And he said, I want to play third base. The organization was like, no, you're playing DH. But now that third baseman gets hurt, you think, okay, now put Devers, the old third baseman. They're still not going to let him play third fucking base?
No, the quote from Alex Cora is hilarious too, because instead of just saying like, no, we're satisfied with him at DH, he's not playing infield. He's like, yeah, he's the best DH in the league. He might be the all-star as the DH. He might win a Silver Slugger at DH. I think we'll just, we're not going to close the door, but he's a DH. And
Yeah.
it's like, just say he's a DH. You don't have to fluff it up. He's not playing third. Just say we're not putting him at third.
Well, I think it is an important. What he was doing is trying to emphasize how fucking good he has been at DH. Because the whole story with Rafael Devers is that he's being a diva because you get Bregman and he's mad that he's playing third base instead of Devers, who has one of the worst defensive metrics in baseball. And then the first baseman gets injured, Tristan Casas, and now, let's put Devers at first base. Devers doesn't want to play first base. So now the third baseman gets injured, and now they don't want to put him in. Has Devers said he doesn't want to play third base, or has he made a comment?
That's the Red Sox.
That's the Red Sox. But, I mean, it's been 3 days. What has Devers said?
I don't think I've seen a single quote from him on the Bregman thing.
Interesting. He's learned his lesson about making comments about what position. So Devers will still be a DH, apparently. They don't have a third baseman or a first baseman, but this guy's not. But, I mean, hey, hitting. Cora is right. This season, after starting 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts, Devers is first in RBI, second in walks, second in on-base percentage, third in OPS, fourth in average, and fourth in hits. So he is one of the best offensive hitters in baseball. But they ain't letting that motherfucker play in the fucking field. All right, let's get to the Q&A. You wanted any other final thoughts, Mitchell?
The Phillies.
Because I'm getting lightheaded. All the typos and miswords I've been saying, I'm actually getting lightheaded.
Just have to say the Phillies have been really good. They've been on a 9-game. They just ended a nine-game winning streak. People might say, hey, they were playing the Pirates, they were playing the Rockies, they were playing the A's. But did your team go on a 9-game winning streak against those teams?
That is a crazy stretch, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
play the Pirates, Rockies, and A's in a row.
That's a fortunate stretch, but they executed. A lot of teams lose to bad teams, and the Phillies did not, to their credit.
Yeah, so they had a matchup between the Phillies, who were on a 9-game win streak, and the A's, who were on a 9-game losing streak, going at each other. And the Phillies beat them the first 2. Game 2 was an amazing game. I stayed up till like 1 a.m. watching this game, where the fucking Athletics, who can't win a fucking game, god damn it. They don't even have a city, god damn it. The Oakland Athletics of Las Vegas, Sacramento. Dude, this game, the whole stadium is sold out with Phillies fans. Like, they're loud as fuck. Like, they're rooting for the Phillies.
Phillies fans travel very well.
That well? Bro, to go to Philadelphia to sorry, I don't even know where they're playing. Sacramento. That well?
Back in 2023, they were like invading Chase Field in Arizona. They travel well.
What, during the playoffs?
During the playoffs. There were tweets about like, that was actually cheaper for us to go.
That was overblown, though.
I mean, they went.
Listen, the Phillies do travel as a fan base, but it was crazy to see how many people were rooting for. I was thinking about that, like these Sacramento A's fans, like there's questions of like, what are they going to support? Las Vegas? Are they going to support the Giants? All these, they're just going to be Dodgers fans. Like everyone in Sacramento, Oakland are just going to like the Dodgers because I mean, being a kid right now, I feel like being a kid anywhere in America and in the world or Japan or fucking anywhere, you're just going to be a Dodgers fan because Ohtani. Either way, they blow it. They had the bases loaded to end the 9-game losing streak. Maybe it was 8 games at the time. Bases loaded, bottom of the 10th or 11th. Nobody out. Dallas hits him with the, let's go win ourselves a ball game. Dallas has had a couple of clips. He's going through it with the losing streak. He wants them to win so bad, and they fucking can't do it for him. They hit a fly ball to center field. My man Brandon Marsh makes a fucking amazing double play on center field to just stun the A's, and the A's end up losing that one. It was a great game. It's not that they played bad, but they finally won the last game of the series.
It didn't look like they were going to at first. They had a lead 3-0 against Jesus Luzardo, one of the best pitchers in the National League.
Did they do good against them?
And scored 3 runs in the first inning. Then they
Damn.
blew that lead. Then they got it back, and then they blew that lead again. And then they won. I was on a plane when they won, so I don't know how they won. I just saw that they were somehow able to end the streak. So congrats. I was going to say congrats, Oakland.
Congrats to
Congrats.
Las Vegas. Yeah, they're down to 3.2% chance to make the playoffs. Dude, the A's were all the way up to 25% chance to make the playoffs on May 5th.
They've basically just swapped places with the Angels.
Yeah. Well, the Angels are the Angels have, what was their streak? 8 in a row?
They
6 in a row?
something like that.
They lost their last 2, but
They
before
lost the last 2 to the Marlins.
yeah, but before, I mean, hey, don't sleep on the mighty Marlins. But before that, they were the hottest team in baseball, even hotter than the Phillies. But still, the Angels have a 2.4% chance to make the playoffs. So,
AL West is rough.
yeah. Mike Trout.
Have you heard anything about?
Yeah,
Mike
I've been
Trout?
looking it up because I have money on him. But he's getting better. He's been running on the treadmill. I think he'll come back in 7 days, maybe next week, maybe. Yeah,
Ronald Acuña?
positive news. I mean, you know how injuries are. They don't fucking say anything. Where it's like he's making good progress. Knee feels great. Well, when is he coming back?
Send him on a rehab. We'll see how he feels. Actually, tomorrow. He's back tomorrow.
So the Angels lost today, right? So dude. Baseball Reference hasn't updated in like 2 days, but I think they got up to 500, 4 games out of first place, but I think they lost.
Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row.
So the other 2 games below 500. So fuck, man. It didn't time. I would love to sit here and just suck the Angels off for 5 minutes, but now we can't because they've lost 2 in a row. Just wait till they get Trout back. All right. So let's get to some fan questions. What's your problem with Pete? Pete Alonso? I like Pete Alonso. I defend Pete Alonso. I always defend Pete Alonso. I have no problem with Pete. Joey can really... When have I said anything bad about Pete Alonso?
Last episode, could you imagine wanting to hang out with Pete Alonso?
Dude, that's... Why?
I think Mets
that's not a
fans-
diss. That's not a diss.
I think Mets fans, they saw the podcast, they saw that we were both Braves fans, and they assumed
that we're biased.
that we're biased. And of course, we're a little biased.
We're not biased.
But the Mets are fun. They just have ugly uniforms. 2. 1 ugly uniform. The rest of the uniforms are actually really good. And Joey just doesn't want to hang out with Pete Alonso.
Dude, I would hang out with Pete Alonso. I'm just saying he has a reputation of kind of being a dweeb. He's kind of like a goofy guy. Maybe Juan Soto's too cool for Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo and Jesse
but
Winker.
he loves the bullpen. He's too
Yeah.
cool for the starting outfield, but he's cool with the relief pitcher.
My point is that Pete Alonso isn't, based on his internet personality or his reputation, isn't being a cool guy. That's not what he's known for. He's known for being a little chubby. He's known for being a polar bear, and he's known for hitting fucking bombs.
Which he did today.
Dude, but you don't, if I want to go to the hookah bar tonight and I can invite anyone in MLB, I'm not hitting up the fucking polar bear. That's all I'm saying. And I'm definitely not hitting up Brandon Nimmo.
Who'd you hit up?
Dude, to go to the hookah bar?
Tommy Pham, baby.
Tommy Pham. I would love to go to the hookah bar with him. Zach Greinke would be weird, but he's not in MLB. Acuña would be sick at a hookah bar, dude. Imagine Acuña in a hookah bar. Be loving it, living it up.
Ozuna?
Ongzuna's not in MLB. Who else? Who's a hookah bar guy? And there's some Phillies. Bryce Harper. I mean, he's more.
All of those guys.
Yeah,
All of
those
the
guys.
Phillies.
You love to get a beer with the Phillies. Pete Alonso, not as much. Brandon Nimmo, not as much. I would get a beer with any of them.
I mean, right now you got to go on a beer, go out with a beer. My words are gone. You have to go get a beer with one of the Mets players, not named Soto. Who are you going with?
One player on the Mets to get a beer with. I hate all of them. Matzik.
He's not on the Mets.
Fuck. Who's the one closer they got from us? Minter. AJ Minter.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Minter. I mean, honestly, I just don't think the Mets are a fun team to hang out with. Maybe I'm biased. I just don't think your players are fucking cool to hang out with. But maybe I'm biased. But to push back on Mets fans, Mets fans are in the comments saying that I'm biased. But honestly, the only people who are calling me biased are Mets fans. So maybe you're biased.
Also,
probably are.
this is a fucking podcast. We don't work for an analytics department. Like, it's so annoying that people care.
About what?
It's like they're like, Joey's actually not factual, and it's like, well, he's not a fucking scientist, bro.
I never,
You know what I mean?
I am, well,
Oh, sorry.
I'm not a math guy, but I'm a science guy.
Also, were you gonna skip past this first fan question or first fan statement?
No, I was waiting to get that to the end. Because there were, I mean, I guess we found out that Orion Kirkring, it was who Jack referred to as Cockring. It's Kirkering. How do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, Kirkering.
Yeah, so that was what
Kirkering.
Jack was like, you bring him up every episode. And
I think we've talked about him twice.
But it's low-key kind of true. We do bring up Kirkering. We've been talking about the Phillies bullpen, but he's not like a big famous guy. But yeah, that is, I guess we're going to start calling him Cockring now, which...
If people are gonna get away with So-So or Juan Slow-Mo or whatever the fuck,
it just feels a little mean. If I was him, I wouldn't want my nickname to be Cockring. But at this point, it's like if he comes up in my head, I'm not going to be able to say anything else than Cockring. So thanks a lot for that, Jack. And I apologize to Orion and his friends and family. He's a great pitcher. It is 100 fucking degrees in this room right now.
it is. Yeah, we should.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. I think I'm going to watch this back and I'm going to hear myself. And I think right now I'm making sense, but it's going to sound like...
Hey, no, this was a fun episode.
It
Take
is,
my
but
word for it. I've been rested.
It's a fun episode, but
Jack's
fuck,
the only one bothering to come in with sleep.
dude, Mets fans have totally just infiltrated the podcast studio and made it 1,000 degrees. Speaking of the Mets, though, I do want to cover Juan Soto, who's been getting a lot of shit online lately. Juan Soto. Did I delete this out of the notes somehow? I swear I did. I put a whole section on Juan Soto,
You have it
and I'm
on
not seeing it.
page 2 right after your military sponsored post.
Yeah, so Juan Soto has been getting a lot of shit, but he's had a good series, and he hit an RBI double, and he's hitting a lot of balls hard. I just think it's hilarious how everyone... I mean, we'll just talk about Juan Soto next time. Honestly, we got to cut this shit. It is 100 fucking degrees in here.
I feel like I'm
But
about to just like fall
We're not cutting
over.
anything, so let's just move on.
yeah, we are. I mean, it got fucking hot. Am I making shit up? Is this building on fire?
It's hot.
This
It's
is
hot.
crazy. I've never been this hot in my life. But shout out to Juan Soto. It gets better. Mets fans, I think the Mets are going to be fine. The Mets took 2 out of 3 of the Dodgers. Juan Soto is back. It's not Juan Soso. It's not Juan Slow-Mo. He had a clutch double last night.
Go ahead, double. on
Go
Saturday.
ahead, double. Now, mind you, he did have like 3 at-bats where he just didn't fucking swing. I watched those at-bats thinking, is this guy protesting? Because I watched that one at-bat where he got lucky and they missed fucking strike 3. They called it a ball. And I was like, okay, he's taken, it's a full count. He's taken at least 5 pitches in a row. He gets lucky on ball 4. He's not going to take this last one. Takes another one and strikes out looking. I'm like, oh my God, Juan Soto is totally defeated. But he's looking a lot better. At the end of the day, all this hype around Juan Soto and like questioning is so overblown. I mean, people like looking at him and being like, he looks sad. He looks like it's so overblown.
It
It's
acts like
crazy.
he's hitting like 100 with a 300 OPS.
I know he's hitting great. He's actually
been
doing good.
It's just not good by
It's-
Soto standards.
Honestly, what happened was it was just a perfect storm where they had 3 series in a row where Soto goes back to New York. Not only is it Subway Series, primetime games in New York, then goes to the Red Sox, and then plays the Dodgers. So 3 of the biggest series possible. And I think, what was his numbers? Something terrible.
They were like 3 total hits.
Here we go. Found it.
5 for 30.
So 5 for 30. So that's what happens. But I think people are overreacting.
He's
More
also
so
like
than-
hitting the ball hard. It's just not falling.
Does his body language look terrible? I mean, I haven't watched every game. Even if you did watch every game, would you know, does he hate his teammates based on like watching games on TV? Maybe he hates his teammates. Maybe his freaking dog died. You know, who fucking knows? He does look kind of sad. I think we'll see the Juan Soto smile come back eventually. I hope not, because I don't really like the Mets, but yeah, I wouldn't be too worried. Mets. They are in a bad streak right now, but they won the last 2 in the series. That helps. So Mets. It gets better. I'd rather be the Mets and the Braves. And that's our time. That's it. It is so fucking hot in here.
I feel delirious.
But thank you for watching. And honestly,
Acuña.
no, thank you to the troops and the brave men and women who served our country. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Keep cool, keep relaxed, get some hot dogs, get some burgers, and tune in for next episode. Baseball doesn't, podcast doesn't exist. Signing off, episode 18 in the books. Bye-bye.